Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a very quick-ish, I hope, first impression of a lot of Middle Eastern scents that I have just picked up recently. Some of them have gone viral, some of them there's lots of hype around, others are like not so well known, but I do want to get the word out there about them because I am loving these. Based off first impressions, so if you're interested, please go ahead and keep watching. And also, if you would like to see more of my content, consider subscribing. I would love to have you. Go ahead and get into it. Jump right into probably one of the most awaited Lattafa's Her Confession, which is supposed to be an inspiration or a dupe of Blanche Bette. There's been a lot of hype, okay? This has been... Lattafa's on a roll with their inspirations or their dupes of very popular fragrances. I know that Blanche Bette is one of those fragrances that is very hyped up, and in my opinion rightfully so. I think I have only had decants or like sample size of Blanche Bette, and unfortunately I do not have that sample anymore. I wish I still had it. I went through it pretty quickly. I don't think many companies have been able to successfully dupe Blanche Bette, if many have even tried. What the packaging looks like. It has this really pretty, I don't know if my lights are gonna wash it out, but it has this really pretty, almost iridescent packaging. I had a little window right here where the statue was. As always, they do a really good job with their I have to say, with the Claire, I was fine with the packaging. This is not gonna be for everybody. I just don't. You're either gonna love this or hate it. Me personally, not the biggest fan of this packaging. I'm being completely honest with you. I feel like up until this point it's fine, and then I feel like this is just a big plastic. It's not very heavy. I'm not a fan. I think this just looks really, I don't know if gaudy is the word, tacky, because it's like plastic and it's like you can almost like look at it and see that it's plastic. But at the end of the day, I don't buy fragrances for their packaging. Nice packaging is just a plus. I have some fragrances that have hideous packaging. This is one of them that I actually love the scent. So I want to preface this by saying I did just receive this. I wrote on the back, I got it on the 14th. That's when on my boxes, I write when I open them. I spray them 10 times to, I guess, like release the air in that little nozzle. It goes into the actual fragrance itself, and then I let it sit in my dark closet in a cool, dry area that's away from sunlight. I have to tell you, off of first impression, this has not set out. I just opened this and sprayed it on the 14th. This is, I'm gonna spray it into the box. This is beautiful. This reminds me, I wish I still had it made. I should order one of the samples of Blanche Bette again, because this to me smells incredible. This is extremely creamy. So this is, I'm going to read you the notes off of Fragrantica. We have, in the top notes, we have mystical and cinnamon. Middle notes are tuberose, mahonial, jasmine, and incense. And the base notes are vanilla, tonka, and musk. I do smell the tuberose, vanilla, the tonka. Not too much on the cinnamon or incense for me, at least. Again, this does have to sit for a while. I'm going to give this at least, like a month to sit, and I will revisit it and I can do an update. Actually, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time does a maceration update a while after she gets her fragrances. Sim, here on YouTube. I love her so much. She is, like, for me, the queen of Middle Eastern reviews, and I trust her opinion wholeheartedly, and we have similar tastes in perfumes. From my nose's memory, this smells, I want to say 90 to 95% similar to Blanche Bette. Middle Eastern fragrances I am more willing to blind buy, but I don't ever suggest that you blind buy anything. This was a very hyped up release. This was, again, it's very uncommon to have dupes of Blanche Bette. I think they're one of the first. I'm not saying they are the first, but I am aware of that have come this close to Blanche Bette, so I understand the hype behind it, but I don't ever recommend blind buying without it being a dupe or good for the price. I think that this is a beautiful fragrance. If you're into creamy, vanillic, lactonic scents, I think that you would love that. It does have the tuberose and jasmine in it. I'm not a huge floral fan, but the way that the floral was done in Her Confession I'm a huge fan of. I can't stop smelling it because I'm only looking forward to how this is going to mature, I guess, within next month or so, because the scent of it is literally perfect. I could see this being somebody's signature scent. Like, I know Blanche Bet is a lot of people's signature scent. I will say you have to like lactonic scents, which I'm assuming if you like Blanche Bet and that was your intention with getting Her Confession, maybe you just don't want to swing the $200+ it would cost to get Blanche Bet. I will never hype anything up. I'm not a fan of those words, obsess, must have, you have to run and get this. I don't like stuff like that. I'm gonna keep it 100% honest with you and transparent with you at all times. For me, Her Confession is a 10 out of 10, and I just got it on the 14th, and today, I got it 4 days ago. Today's the 18th. And I think that that is gonna be one of my favorite fall, winter, actually all season, year round. I could see that being beautiful. I am in a hot, humid climate 90% of the year, but I could see that being beautiful to layer with, to give that creamy lactonic undertone to any other fragrances. But Her Confession's a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. If you can sample things, sample them. Sample them. And also sample what it's supposed to be a dupe of. Like, sample the original if you're able to, because that way you can at least get like a baseline idea of these Middle Eastern fragrances, because they are on the more affordable side. However, I will say they're starting to climb up there, okay? They're not getting to designer prices just yet. They're getting up there. And I think it's supply and demand and things being very hyped up on the internet. I'm saying if you're able to get a sample from someone, find a sample online, definitely sample these things first. Don't commit to blind buying a full bottle of something that you don't know if you're gonna love just to get on the hype train. Speaking of that, Gulf Orchid, Tahara Vanilla. I got this one on the, oh, did I not write the date? Yes, I did. I got this one on the 9th of September. Looks like. This is the Musk Collection Tahara Vanilla. These came out a while ago, but I think that they just recently went viral. This went viral on, I believe it was TikTok. I think I saw it on Instagram as well. Packaging is beautiful. This is a very clean, aesthetically pleasing packaging. This is the kind of packaging that I like. A nice, interesting cap that's not too gaudy and not too much. Very light, but still, it just looks cute. This looks beautiful on a vanity. I love the black and white. I just like the tones of this. They're very beautiful. This on the front is gorgeous. I love the packaging. However, don't be confused by Tahara Vanilla, because this is more of a musk clean scent. Spray these. I have also aired this one out. I sprayed 10 sprays of this in the box. I normally do just spray the 10 sprays inside the box and then just close it back up. This is powdery. This is powdery, clean. You have to like powdery scents for this. If you're going into this thinking you're getting a predominantly vanilla scent, you are not. There is a sweetness in the dry down, but initially on first sprays to my nose, this is just straight up baby powder. Maybe with a twist, baby powder with a twist, and then on the dry down you do get more of that on your skin, vanilla that does shine a little bit more. On initial first spray, this is a very clean, very powdery, almost like clean linen laundry detergent dryer sheet perfume. So if you are into very powdery, very clean scents, this would be for you. Don't go getting this with the expectation that this is going to be like heavy on the musk and vanilla on the skin, because it does not read that way. I was actually pretty disappointed because I was hoping for something that was a little bit more your skin but better plus vanilla extract on your skin. I don't know why. That's what I was just picturing for this. This is perfect for that. I hate this, okay? But that clean girl aesthetic, this would be perfect for you if you're into that clean girl thing. But this, I'm thinking, is like luxurious hotel, if that makes sense. Like, this is what I'm imagining in a luxury hotel. Fresh sheets, fresh linen. It's not really heavy on the vanilla. As it starts drying down, you do get a little bit of the vanilla, but this is not predominant vanilla. This is predominantly, think, when you smell things that say like cotton, like fresh cotton, fresh linen, you know, think of that scent when you're going into this fragrance, because that is predominantly what I get. It might change. Like I said, I just opened this and sprayed it on the 9th. I'm going to give it time to do its thing, like I always do for my, especially my Middle Eastern scents, because they can develop, they can change over time. This is all just my initial first impression. We're going to go into Amethyst. This is, I'm going to breeze through this one because this is an easy one for me. I am fully aware that this is not for everybody. This is Bade'e Oud. This is the Amethyst version. I do have 2 other ones in this line. I'm missing the white one, but this is the Amethyst. So these are the 2 that I already have in my collection. Technically, I gave this one to my husband. This is the Oud for Glory from the same collection, Bade'e Oud from Lattafa. And then I have the Sublime one, which is supposed to be more of a, this is supposed to be like an initio dupe of Oud for Glory. I mean, Oud for Greatness. And then this is supposed to be their dupe of Kayali's Eden Juicy Apple, I believe. I adore both of these, and similarly, these all have kind of the same undertone as far as the oud is concerned. This is predominantly rose oud. You have to like both of those together because they all have the same base to me, all of the ones in this line. I do love this packaging because it's very simplistic, but it has a gold on there and it's like dark moody and then it has a gold, so it's cute. Like, this to me is a dark jammy rose. You have to be into that. Please know this can be a killer as far as like how many sprays. I just love the almost sticky oudiness that I smell once this sits on your skin. So if you're into that, I would suggest picking this up because this for me is perfect to have in rotation for fall, especially for fall, because it has that darkness, it has that like almost like heaviness that I translated as like coziness. I love this line. I just haven't picked up the, I don't know if it's called Honor and Glory. I'm so sorry, the white one, I'm kind of blanking right now, but these are incredible. I did give this one to my husband. I spray it occasionally, but I love that on him and I love it on myself. And then this one, the Sublime, is for me to die for. So if you're into those, I have a strong feeling you would like the Amethyst. If you don't like those, don't get it, because it's just a dark, jammy, cozy, heavy rose with you. For me, that one was a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna go into the one that I think is gonna be another mass appealing scent. This is Afnan's Souvenir, and this is the Blooming Bliss. So this is supposed to be pretty much identical to Vanilla Powder. This was also an immediate love for me. I think that this is, Amethyst is kind of overpowering this space right now. This is 1000% something that I would want to smell like at all times. This is supposed to be a Vanilla Powder dupe from Afnan's Souvenir Blooming Bliss. In the top we have vanilla, the middle notes are coconut caramel and palo santo, base notes are sandalwood and white musk. All of that for me is an immediate yes. This is one of those, coconut is there in this like most sensual way possible. This is the kind of coconut that I die for. It's not sunscreeny, it's like an actual coconut. And with the vanilla, the caramel, the palo santo, like these types of scents, like I want anything that smells like this. And I'm honestly strongly considering purchasing the Vanilla Powder by, pronounce it, Matier Premier. This was an immediate love for me. I can't wait to see how this macerates. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is an immediate 10 out of 10 for me. This was a win, and I'm so happy I picked this one up because this is probably one of my most successful blind buys in the history of ever. That is something. Oh, I will say the packaging might not be for everybody. We do open the base, and that's where you get your atomizer, but I know the packaging's not like the cutest thing in the world. It's almost like a little tacky, but for me, I don't care. I don't care. That is beautiful. And I love it. And I also really like the outer component. These ones are going to be for a very select crowd. So I have another Lattafa here. This is Lattafa Sehr. I'm sure that you guys have already tried this or heard of this or have seen this many times. But this is the one with a very gaudy packaging. It opens like this. And when I tell you, this is possibly the gaudiest bottle in my collection, because not only is it like massive, but on top of it being 100 ml and in a vertical form, we also have this extremely heavy weapon-like dragon on the cap. This cap, unlike the other one that I said I wasn't a huge fan of, the other Lattafa, the Her Confession, this is metal. It is heavy. I like this on its own. I think this is cute. Like if this was like a bracelet or a bangle or something, like that's a beautiful statement piece. This bottle on its own, I think is precious. They could have simply like even done just something like the little ball in the dragon's mouth. Oh, sorry, it has a little lint right there. But this is extremely gaudy, and I don't love this. I love it, but if it was like its own separate thing, a paperweight or something. This is a weapon, and I know it's just a lot. This I picked up because I am a huge fan of Camera, and I want Camera Kawa really bad, the more like coffee-esque Camera. So this one was an immediate yes for me because already I'm getting more of a vanilla than I did. I also opened this one on the 9th. So I'm already getting more vanilla. This is supposed to be, in the top notes, we have bitter almond and cinnamon, akigala wood, jasmine, pomerose in the middle notes. Base notes are vanilla absolute, tonka bean, and amber. So for this one, I think it's the wood note in here is not my favorite. But on the skin, it's different. I like the way it's on my skin a little bit more. I definitely do smell the bitter almond, the vanilla, and the tonka bean, and the amber as well. There's something about the woody note here that I'm not the biggest fan of, but we'll see. We'll see how this changes. I do think that this would be a great layering scent. I think that this would be incredible in the fall if you are into these types of scents here, but some woods just don't hit the way that I would like them to. So Sehr, I don't think that's mass appealing. I love it personally. Besides that woody note, I can see past it and I can also layer it. Now getting into two more that might be not for everybody. This is PENDORA scents, Noir d'Arabie. This is supposed to be a dupe of Arabian's Tonka from Menthol. Am a fan of Arabian's Tonka. That is not. It is 100% a scent for me. I did see and hear that there's another house that did their rendition of it. And when I tell you, I love this one, and apparently the other one's even better. I personally love Arabian's Tonka. Again, I don't have it with me. There's just something about Arabian's Tonka that makes me incredibly like giddy. But again, I think it's because it reminds me of like fall. I don't know. There's something. I think this would be so beautiful layered with like a deep dark vanilla, like photorealistic vanilla. This smells to me incredible. And again, if I had to say how comparable it is to the original, I think that that is a 90% equivalent or dupe to Arabian's Tonka by Menthol. I really wish I had the little decant still, but I go through them so fast. Because like I'll get into a phase where like I only want to wear that one decant to get like the full experience and not like forget that I just go through them too quickly. Maybe when I do my update and they're like fully matured, I will pick up some decants of these original scents so I can compare them side by side, but these are just first impression. And then we're going into the Amir collection. This is an extrait de parfum of Cherry Cola. This is another one. I don't think I also got this one on the 9th. I write them on there so I can remember when I initially sprayed them. If you are familiar with, bottle looks like this. If you are familiar with the sister company of Menthol, Mancera, they have a Tonka Cola. Okay, and when I tell you, you can smell the fizziness in this the cherry is not like a medicinal cherry. So this specific scent is not on Fragrantica, so I can't pull it up to see the notes. In Tonka Cola, the notes are cinnamon cherry, Sicilian lemon, and nutmeg. Middle notes are Coca-Cola, Indonesian patchouli leaf, and orange blossom. And in the base you have tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, and labdanum. I smell the carbonation in this. I don't know how they do that, but the way that you absolutely can smell the fizziness of a soda, of a cherry Coke, or a Dr. Pepper, I can almost like taste it. This smells like a delicious, crisp cherry Coke, Dr. Pepper, maybe you're mixing them, but the way that you can absolutely smell the carbon. I don't know how they do that. This is like, to me, this is one of those things that just blows my mind about fragrance, and one of the reasons I love fragrance so much, because the way that some things can just be so photorealistic to where you can just like taste them, or you can picture something, or it has a fond memory, or it's like nostalgic in some way. This for me is incredible. Now when it's drying down, this was from the 9th. This was so like 9 days ago. I received this, I sprayed it, and I put it away. And already I'm smelling more of that lemon, I believe. What did it say? Sicilian lemon? Okay, so I'm smelling, that was for, sorry, these are the notes for Tonka Cola. Let me just say that. I don't know what all the notes are for this one, I have to check. Black cherry, cinnamon, Sicilian lemon, and nutmeg. So this one has black cherry instead of cherry, but it still has cinnamon, Sicilian lemon, and nutmeg. Middle is cola, Indonesian patchouli, and orange blossom. The base is Brazilian tonka bean, benzoin, vanilla, and labdanum. So this is almost identical, except the cherry is a black. For me, this is a must, because this can be layered, this can be worn on itself, by itself, I should say, and it's just so unique. It's so different. I absolutely can smell the lemon now more than I did before. But to me, it's almost giving, okay, since this is my last scent, I don't have anything on my skin. Okay, see, I'm smelling more lemon. It's almost like a candied lemon. Wow, this has changed so much in such a short amount of time. When I first got it, I was not happy with it. I smelled more of the, I want to say it was like patchouli. I feel like it was stronger on the patchouli than it is now. Now more of that lemon is coming out, and it's only getting better with time. So this is why I say, like, on top of not blind buying things, I wanted to do, this is a first impression. I want to do an update, you know, sometime in October, maybe the end of October. That is just beautiful, and I can just picture it being layered with so many different things to give a completely different vibe, to deepen and just like spice things up, literally. Because you do get that, almost like that zing that you get with Dr. Pepper or like a cherry Coke. It is just beautiful. Like, I don't know, this has changed so much. When I first got this, I was not in love. It was a like. It's so unique. It's so different. There's something about this. It's so interesting. It's just, I think it's so cool. I think this is just so nice. Quick wrap up of everything. If you have similar tastes to me, my favorites so far are pretty much everything except, I'm on the fence for Sehr from Lattafa. I'm on the fence only because I want to see if that woody note that's kind of, I think is what's sticking out in my nose, that I'm not like, I'm like scrunching my nose up at a little bit, is the wood that's used in Sehr that I can smell. And then the Tahara vanilla, I also want to see how that one matures, because it's just more of a powdery, clean scent than heavy on vanilla, and I'm a vanillic person. Not obsessed with Tahara vanilla or Sehr. Also, the packaging is, even though it can be double, I got 2 for 1, I could use this as a weapon. But that's all in all, that's what we've got. So I will update you if you would like to. I also want to diversify my content. I feel like I've done empties, I've done hauls or reviews of makeup. I do want to diversify my channel a little bit more and get into my fragrances, because although I'm not a professional perfumer, fragrances are something that have always kind of overshadowed my love for makeup. Ever since I've discovered Middle Eastern, like I want to say at this point half of my collection are Middle Eastern perfumes. Over the last 4 or 5 years, the amount of Middle Eastern fragrances that I have collected, and I love my Middle Eastern fragrances. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in, if you guys are also fans. I know that Middle Eastern fragrances are really just like taking the world by storm right now. Like more people are getting into them, I think, thanks to things like TikTok. I have thoughts on that, but so fragrances are a huge part of my, I hate to say like my life, but of my loves, my hobbies. I spent quite a bit of time on Fragrantica, on fragrance forums, comparing notes, and it's just something that truly is very meaningful to me, something that I enjoy, and I think I want to share more of it with you guys if that's something that you're interested in. I try to never be the kind of content creator or person sharing thoughts on the internet that is telling you to run out and buy something, telling you, instilling that FOMO into you on like the next big thing, or fear of something selling out, fear of not being able to get your hands on it. But I want to say now, as my collection has grown, what is even more upsetting than fear of missing out is blind buying something based on someone saying they were obsessed with it, or that it's to run out and buy something and then you get it, and just like with anything else, when it happens and you get it and you're like super underwhelmed, or you just feel like you wasted your money. So I will never tell you or try to instill that fear in you to like, you have to go buy this right now. I will give you my opinions, and if our tastes are similar, then maybe that would be something that you would also be interested in. But I will always be team sample first. Get your nose on it first. Even if you have to spend half of the price of the fragrance on a sample to get a sample in your hands that you can test out for yourself, if these things are not available near you, which none of these scents are available near me, somewhere that you can get your nose on these more like niche Middle Eastern houses, it's pretty difficult. You're kind of just going based off of the notes, but accumulation of notes can always smell different to you than what you think you would love. Tahara Vanilla is a great example of that for me, just like Sehr is a great example of that for me, that while I love the majority of the notes, if not all of them, the combination of all of them, the way that they're layered, the way that it projects on my skin and my body chemistry, doesn't mean that it's going to be an immediate love for me. Just because I like all of those notes does not mean that the combination of all those notes are going to be an immediate love for me. So all in all, I do encourage you to take your time researching, try things out before you commit to buying a full bottle, because nothing sucks more than being stuck with a full bottle of something you hate. And I can't wait to share more of it with you guys and hear more about what you guys are loving, or if there's something similar. I really can't stop smelling this cherry cola. It's making me like, God, it smells so good. Okay, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me today, going over these fragrances and my first impressions of them. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.